You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Sabre Zone.
Hi folks, welcome to the Sabre Zone, the video on this channel. If you're new here, there's a few of you who had some new subscribers that talks about what you had to say. So let me get my Gatorade, folks, and we'll get going on this video. And I can't remember the clip. I know I cut it out, but so damn busy getting that other video that you just seen together. So, all right, here is the clip, folks. And shout out goes to Tyler Notaro. He goes, as a subscriber for a few years now, I can't wait to see your happy reactions for this year. God, I hope you're right, Tyler. I hope you're right. I'm desperate. I'm desperate like you. Where I believe the guys will finally have intently worked on the physical style of play. Talk about that in a sec. You have been advocating for this for a while, and I think it's finally in the cards. You can only focus on speed and skill for so long. Absolutely. And it seems well developed to this point. So now let's see a mean and very well rounded brand of hockey. I hope they make us proud. Yep, Tyler, I agree with this. I do believe that that is possible even with our current roster. I do want to say that, okay? I know I'm advocating because I am scared they're gonna be soft up front again. This is why I'm pushing to get a power forward in our lineup or any kind of bruiser, anything like that. But at the same time, I get it, you know? We have to sometimes take it upon ourselves because this is not a short team. This is not a light team either. This is like a pretty big team. This is not a short team, guys. How far are we from the tallest team in the league? About that, guys. We're not far. So it's time that we, I think, really pull up our socks and start hitting, you know? And I really do believe it's Granato, because a lot of fans are kind of convinced it's the players only. I believe it's a system. I do believe it's a system, but I do believe if you go get a guy like a Matt Martin, okay, for example, just give an example, because he's one of my favorites. He's led the league in hitting the last decade. So Matt Martin is the perfect example for me. So you get Matt Martin in the lineup. What does that show the younger guys? It shows them how to stand up for themselves and play the game. Not just look pretty out there, making nice passes and, you know, no. I mean, we have to, at some point, get that going. We have to get that mean thing going. I think they're capable of it. Like you're saying, I think it could be in the cards too. It could be that this year, and I'm not looking, again, I'll say, guys, I'm just looking to be in the middle of the pack. I want to kind of be, I don't want to be mentioned as the worst hitting team in hockey anymore, guys. How many times, you see me, I stopped making videos on it. I'm so sick and tired of it. It's 2 years in a row. We're dead last in the league in hitting. You know, I probably more than that, but I mean, I'm just going the last 2 years. That has to change. At some point, that has to change. You can't stay dead last forever in hitting and win a Stanley Cup. That's never going to happen. It's not. Now, can you be one of the bottom 6, 7 teams in the league in hitting and win a Stanley Cup? Sure you can. We have the skill. Ask Chicago. They weren't a big hitting team when they won their cups. They weren't. They really weren't. I know that Keith was kind of a beast and everything, but they really, that team did not really pummel teams. No, that team outskilled teams is what they did. We are in that era. I do get that, but I'm a big believer that if we can take our skill and mix it with some tough, geez, how far could we go this year, you know? The only thing that can stop us, I believe, eventually is our lack of physical play. That's what can kill us eventually. Our skill is there. I mean, Adams has really turned this thing around. My goodness. I mean, really, we already had some studs when Jack Eichel was here. We did. But going and getting clowns like, you know, Taylor Hall, like, I was kind of excited at first, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how it was going to work. But $8 million, I wasn't happy with that contract. I was happy it was 1 year, because then we knew if it doesn't work, and it really didn't work out, that we could get rid of him, you know? So, but what Tyler talks about here too, or sorry, Tyler talks about here is my reactions. I don't know how I'm going to react, Tyler. I am so fed up of not seeing playoff games, not going deep, not having Stanley Cup hopes like I used to have back in the day. I do have, I gotta admit, like last year, they really got my hopes up for a good 50 games last year. Even after the 8-game losing streak, even after that, I still had my hopes up we could get in and make damage. I did. Because they seemed as much as they were intimidated by winning a bit, they were so fed up with losing, they started winning again. This time around, it just has to be there's a desperation for 82 games. If we have that, and that's Granato that has to instill that. As long as we can have a team that's desperate for 82 games, we're in. We are in the playoffs no matter what then. But it's a mindset. Can they have the mindset for 82 games? Because if they get in, and can Granato be the type of coach that says, look guys, we gotta take care of each other out there a bit better this year. You know, we can't be, come on. I mean, if I know they're dead last in the league on this channel, okay? Which they don't even know my channel exists. And if we know, they know, folks. They know they're dead last in the league in hitting. They know. They're professionals. There's no way they go home at night after a game and not know they're the worst hitting team in hockey. I believe it's a strategy to develop. That they're probably telling them, well, we'll focus on the physical play in 3 years from now. Not right now. We're using these games to develop, you know? It's kind of how I see it. And I think I'm right. I do. I think that's what they're doing. Because there's absolutely no way, there's just no way I believe that they think it's okay to have no hitting on this team. I just can't see it. I just can't. You know? I mean, look, Colorado, the year before they won the Cup, I believe. Was it the year before? I think it was the year before, folks. 1 year before Colorado won the Cup the next year, they were the worst hitting team in the league. So Buffalo wasn't. There you go. Colorado was, I remember. Colorado was dead last in the league in hits, and then they won the Stanley Cup the next year. And but the next year, they went up about, get this, they went up about 10 spots in hitting. So they were like in the top 20 maybe, somewhere in that ballpark. The top 20 in hitting, and they won the Stanley Cup. But come playoff time, and what I said, if you guys look back at my old early bird videos, you'll see I kind of spotted what they were doing that playoff. I was watching Colorado because I knew they had the talent, but I wasn't convinced they could win the Cup. Not unless they started playing physical in the playoffs. They were throwing 40 hits a night. It was like clockwork, 40 hits, 40 hits, 40 hits. There was the odd game they do 25, but most nights, 40 hits, 40 hits, 40 hits. And once that happens, the team's matured. And I think that's what's going to happen with us. I think all of a sudden we might just say, hey, we're kind of okay. You know, I hope so. I do hope so. That is possible. It is. I don't know if it'll be possible this year. That's the thing, because we're still young. I don't know. You know, it might not happen this year. But I still would love to get a big, mean guy and put him out there. You know, I really, you know, I just wish the Sabres would actually do it. Let me close this up. But yeah, if we could do that, I'm good to go. You know, if we can just get in the middle of the pack, we are good to go. We're going to make the playoffs. We just got to be middle of the pack. So I'll tell you what, guys, this upcoming season, I'm going to be keeping a closer eye unless we start horrible and stay there and we're just flatliners when it comes to hitting again. You know, I'm going to see, you know, believe me, I'll be the first to point it out, guys, if I see it trending higher on my channel. I'll be the first to point out, hey, we are trending in the hitting department this year. This is, something's going on that, you know. One thing Adams and Granato are great at are keeping secrets. They don't let us know their plan. They just talk about sustainable success, you know, but they got plans, obviously, and we're going to see. We're going to see this year. I hope you're right, Tyler. I hope you're right. I hope The physical game just gets to a point of respectability. It doesn't have to be anything but that. Get in the middle of the pack, we're good. We're Stanley Cup material all of a sudden in my books. If that starts to happen, and with these two guys on defense, I believe it. See you in the next one, guys.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to ensure Dimension access.